Claude Design is an incredible, powerful tool. Think of it like this. You know Claude as the chat where you ask questions and it answers. Claude Design is the part where you describe something visual, and instead of just talking about it, Claude actually builds it for you or shows it to you visually. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what it is, exactly what it can do, and exactly how you can get the most out of it starting today. So let's jump right into it. To get started, you go to claude.ai/design. It's important to know that it's not in the Claude desktop or in the mobile app yet, but it's on the web, which means it's actually an Anthropic Labs project, which means that it's experimental, but it does work. Actually, it works really well. It can build three main things. 1. Websites and landing pages. 2. Slide decks and pitch presentations. 3. App and software prototypes you can actually click through. And here is the most important detail. It does not just draw a pretty picture. It produces a real working code behind the design. In this interface, the way you're seeing, you will see 4 ways to start. The first one, we have the prototype, slide deck, from template, and other. If you click prototype, you get 2 choices. Wireframe, which is just a rough sketch just to explore an idea quickly. And we have high fidelity, which is a polished version that looks like a real finished product. If you are starting out, I highly recommend you choose high fidelity because you want to see the real thing. Next, we have the slide deck. It does exactly what it sounds like. You tell it what your presentation is about and it builds the slides. The from template lets you start from a ready-made example instead of blank page. So Claude Design has a whole library of these. You can browse them. If you find one that you like, you can use that as your starting point. The other is for anything that does not fit those boxes, which honestly is a lot of things. On the side, you have 3 main tabs. Designs, where all your projects live. Examples, which you can browse for ideas. And you have design systems, which we are coming back to it because it's an important part of this whole video. On the left, you can also see it says only you can see this project by default. But I can tell you that you can share this project with your team if you have one, which actually takes back into the next step, which is creating your first design. So let's go back and create our first design. Quick thing before we build, if this is useful so far, hit subscribe. We post WordPress, AI tools and videos, trending news in AI world, web design, and digital tools for Kenyan business every week so that you can grow your business. Okay, let's now build something real. So let's build something a real Kenyan business would actually use. I'm going to create a landing page for a salon business and spa in Westlands here in Nairobi. To get started, I'm going to click on prototype. I'll name my project as Westlands Salon landing page. I'll pick high fidelity and click create. So this will move us over to the workspace. You'll see the chart on the left and you're going to see your creations on the right. Everything that you build will happen in here. Then on the left, you are also going to see the start with context. So this is completely optional. I want just to throw it out there. But this is where you can connect your design systems. You can add a screenshot. You can attach a code base and also drag a Figma file. And again, if you do not know what it is yet, don't worry, because we are going to touch on that in a bit. And listen, you don't have to use any of this if you don't want to. You can just go straight to the chat box, which we are also going to do at the bottom of the page here, and then just start typing. So we're going to use this prompt that I've just typed here. Build a landing page for a salon and spa in Westlands, Nairobi. Include a hero section, a list of services with prices in Kenya shillings, a gallery, custom reviews, and a section to book an appointment on WhatsApp. Make it warm and modern. And there it is, a full landing page, navigation at the top, a hero section. Then we have the services page with Kenya shillings. Then we have the gallery section. We have the reviews. And finally we have the bookings. Yeah, this took a few minutes and it already looks like a real website a Westland salon will be proud of. Over. And you notice when you go to show tweaks, you can actually tweak this page the way you want. For the hero section, you can tweak it to change the headline to something else. Yeah, you can even edit it, but that one we'll come back to it later. Now, Is it ready to go live as it is now? No, and I will explain that honestly later, but as a starting point, this is powerful. So let us do a different one, another example. So we go back to the home page and we go into the slide deck. So let's say you run an agribusiness, maybe poultry or maize, and you are looking for an investor. So you go to your slide deck, let's name it as agribusiness investor deck, then we create. Then from here we are going to use this prompt: create a 10 slide investor pitch deck for Kenyan poultry farming business looking to raise capital to expand. Include the problem, the solution, the market in Kenya, the business model, traction, and the funding ask. Make it clean and professional. Then we send, and there it is. Look at these slides. These are not ugly by default. They are properly laid out, some are animated, and they look like a real pitch deck. If you have ever opened a PowerPoint, stared at a blank screen, and not known where to start, this solves that. You now have a strong first draft to work from instead of nothing. So lastly, let's do our last example. This one will surprise you. Let's build a mobile app prototype for a local delivery service. So we're going to use the other tab and we name our app. Then we're going to use this prompt: create a mobile app prototype for a Nairobi delivery service where customers can place an order, track the rider on a map, pay with M-Pesa, and see their order history. Make it simple and clean. Then we send. So it will ask about screens and how interactive I want the app to be, and then it will build it. So what kind of deliveries? So let's just choose food and restaurants. The app name, we'll leave it to decide for me. Visual, device frame, let's use Android. Choose all of these. How many variations do you want to decide for me? Just an example. So I'll just ask it to decide for me most of these things. Yeah, then we continue. And there we have it. A few minutes later, we have our app prototype. You can see even the different buttons that we have: the onboarding and the home. We have the order and payment screen. We have the live tracking, the map, the way it should be, the history, receipt, rate. This is the kind of thing that you would normally pay good money to get designed, and you just described it in one sentence. Okay, you can also take Claude to make it clickable, like now a real app, and that's what I told it. So you can now see how the app will look like in the phone. So we have send code, and you can see the different food and places where you can order, and it's actually clickable. We have the orders, we have your account. Yes. Now, what Claude builds will not always be exactly right the first time. The good news is you're not stuck with it. There are 4 ways to fix things, and they made it very easy. So one of the ways we have is the markup, where you can just click at any place and tell Claude to do something there in a specific way that you want. Number 2, we have the edit, where you can just click on any text and edit it the way you want it. We also have the short tweaks. In the short tweaks, you can also tweak the page the way you want it. As you can see, you can change the accent, the density, you can change the headline, the hero headline the way you want it to be. Okay, so we've made some designs that we really like. We refined it, and now we are thinking about what we are actually going to do with it. Well, there are a couple of things you can do. First, you can click share, and from here you can see you can share it with your teammates. They can only review, you can change it, they can comment, they can edit, or you can make it private. Then you copy the link and send them this project. You can also duplicate the project. You can also download the project as PDF, export as PDF, as PowerPoint. But if you come down here, this is where now it's really good. You can hand the project over to Claude Code. So this is the most powerful option that we have here. Now your design will just now go straight into Claude Code, and you can continue with the design and finishing the tweaks that you can have and now take it live. But this now will bring us to the next step, which is the design systems, which happens to be the biggest piece in the Claude design. Okay, this is the part that I told you to remember, and it's the most important thing in the video. Everything we just built looks good. The salon site, the pitch deck, the app, but they all have the same problem. Claude chose the colors, Claude chose the fonts, Claude chose the style. It looks okay, but it does not look like your business. It's not your brand. So a design system fixes that. Think of it as your brand blueprint, your exact colors, your fonts, the way your buttons look, your spacing, the things that make something instantly recognizable as your company and not just something an AI made. For a business owner, this is everything, because consistency is what makes you look serious and trustworthy. A customer who sees the same look on your website, your invoice, and your social media trusts you more. That is not a small thing. And if you do not have a brand system yet, that is fine. Claude Design can help you build one. And but once you have it, you reuse it on everything on your website and on your business, so it looks like a one business. Now, to be honest with you, Claude Design makes your designs and prototypes. It does not give you a finished live business website on its own. A real website needs a domain name, proper hosting, M-Pesa payment integration that actually works, professional email address, SEO, so people can find you on Google, and someone to maintain it when something breaks. Claude Design does not do that part. What it does brilliantly is the design and the prototype. Turn that into a real live working website for your business. You still need a proper build. So that is why we as WPfoss, we are here now to give you that proper build. So that is Claude Design. To recap, it turns a plain English description into a website, a pitch deck, or an app prototype. You need a paid Claude plan and a computer browser. You refine it with edits, comments, sketches, and the tweaks planning. And the most important step is building a design system so everything looks like a brand, not an AI's brand. Just remember the honest part. The design, it does not deploy. If you want a real live business website with M-Pesa, professional email, and hosting all done properly, that's what we do as WPfoss. Book a free 15 minutes consultation at our book consultation page and tell us what you are trying to build. If this video helps you, make sure you subscribe.